And we begin with the United States government, which has threatened to impose visa restrictions on Ghanaian citizens because the Ghana government is not complying with international obligations regarding the issuance of travel documents to Ghanaians awaiting deportation in the USA. How does this news come across to you?
I think what they are doing is good because you can't just go to a person's country and overstay. They've given you a duration of time that maybe they give someone like 2 months, or so you need to stay at like for that duration. You can't just overstay. When they come here and they have a certain time they stay here, so when they come here and their time is up, they just go. So we need to do the same thing. I
don't think it's a good idea because maybe it may depend. The people may not be having their papers or particulars. So the U.S. government has to make things very cool and easy for the citizens to gain their papers than deporting them here. If you deport them, that means that we too, if we say that maybe the U.S. citizens or something like that, it will create a confusion.
I think it's a bad idea because when they do that, getting visa will be too hard for Ghanaians to travel there.
Right, so the number is on your screen. You can send in your WhatsApp comments. Let's have a beautiful conversation. Let's get onto Twitter and check out what's happening there.
All right, so on Twitter, we just posted this. The U.S. government has threatened to impose sanctions. So let's see what you've been saying. Well, Walanyo says, America, since when did you notice that? Please take your America and we'll take heaven. Period. And the Abdul Samad Faidu says, we don't want them back.
Okay. Okay, later we would also be checking our Twitter trends because there are a number of issues trending there. We'll try and check them and see which of them is topping which one. Also, year after year, floods in Ghana are as predictable as the rainy season that caused the havoc, and yet nothing seemed to change over the years. There are concerns that response to such disasters by NADMO has been very discouraging. Are you satisfied with NADMO's response to disasters so far? And what radical approach would you propose to deal with the floods?
They are doing their best though, but I'm not satisfied because Ghana has grown as a country and a lot is really expected of us. I don't think there should be flooding as of now. There should have been some sort of developments for us to see. Okay, they wait until disasters happen and you see them come with blankets and those. Doesn't solve the problem.
Well, I'm not satisfied with the response of NADMO, but I don't think NADMO can be blamed so much so because the proportion of disasters vary. In the case of the recent rains, it goes beyond the architecture and the logistics of NADMO as we know it in Ghana, because it starts from early warning systems.
I think NADMO is failing gradually because they are reactive, they are not proactive. For something to happen before you react to it, go and donate those filthy things, or else we lost life, can you replace that lost life? You can't. You understand? So they should be reactive. But I don't think it's their problem. It's the problem of the government and the problem of the system that we are running. You understand? We are people that react to, oh, something happened, hey, those kind of things, you understand? But they should be proactive, whereby before the raining season, you set measures that this is where the rain will pass, we dredge some of the gutters and a whole lot. Then the money you use, it will be more profitable than going to use that money to pay for people who have lost a lot of things.
We can't blame NADMO fully for what is happening because sometimes they also respond due to the kind of things they have and they want to use on a particular project or a particular thing that is going on. So I think if there is flood and then their response are not too good to what is happening, I think there might be a problem somewhere, because I think NADMO might be thinking that we have been advising the citizens on where to stay, where to build, and what particular place they have to stay, and then it looks like they are not listening.
All right, those are some comments from the streets. A lot more of the comments are on Twitter, and I'm seeing some WhatsApp messages popping up. Kindly add your name and where you're sending the message from, and we'll read all of them here.
All right,
Israel,
so on Twitter, Men's Bills says it doesn't have to be radical. Start enforcing sanitation and building regulations, and we should be safe for starters. And Fatih says we should dredge our drains, offering and educate the public on the effects of disposing waste anyhow, as well as building on waterways. Let's also engage dredging companies. These can help reduce floods. And Derek comes in and says, why should we be the ones doing that? Don't we have people paid to do that? Isn't there a government agency in charge of that? Where is the AMA and NADMO?
All right, so yes.
Okay, so Derek comes in again, sue the government and government agencies for not doing their jobs. Well, probably something to be considered. And Kwesi Chair says we must dredge all the gutters and redirect some of them. In the long term, we must cover the sand with concrete and make sure that our roads are not constructed with the necessary camber they need. Derek comes in and goes, who are the we? And Kwesi Chair replies, the leadership and people in official positions. All right.
And let me read some of your WhatsApp messages. This one didn't add the name, and the person says, their economy is good and ours is not good at all. So I think those who are having employable skills and gifted in special areas should be considered to stay. This one also no name, and he says we are simply not serious as a nation. A lot of talks but little action. Okay, it's coming from Raymond from Nalerigu. Let me read this one from Isaac. He's sending from Elembele. He says greedy leaders causing all of these. And this one also coming from, okay, he just deleted his message. Okay, so I'll get back onto Twitter and read Richard Owusu's message. He says, let's stop the rain from falling. And Rasputin...
I mean, okay, hold on. Richard, how do you expect to stop the rain from falling? And if we stop the rain from falling, what's going to happen to agriculture and the other users will put the rain to? Somebody up there, let's move up a bit. We need attitudinal change. Walanyo says we need attitudinal change, else we'll be suffering from flood anytime it rains. Flood-prone areas are permitted to the people by the district assemblies, and bylaws must work to avert this perpetual flooding devoid of political colors. And Rasputin says, Nana Akufo-Addo said Accra will be the cleanest city in Africa before he leaves office, and yet Nana Akufo-Addo has not provided not even one dustbin in Accra till date. I wonder if people still take our leaders serious.
So Tuga saying his message, and he says don't blame NADMO, but we should blame ourselves. A lot more of the messages are coming. Let me see this one from God's Way from our Volta region. He says the flood is mostly caused by the inappropriate planning by the people. So government must see to that. And Geraldo from, okay, so this one is from Hope from Kita. It says, unfortunately, we have misplaced our priorities. Let us get them right. A lot of your messages are on WhatsApp. This one from Nana Jikums from Takrade. He says, this flood is likened to a Christian ritual every year. We celebrate its damage. Our attitude towards our environment is unserious. Those are some interesting comments. We'll get on to our last issue. Let me pick a few more. From Cosmos from Cape Coast. He says, Ghana is spending too much money, but the state institutions aren't working to our satisfaction. We can do better. And so this one says, I shall read my message. And okay, it says, USA, don't you know that those living in Ghana now can't get jobs to do, and you want our leaders to help you deport its citizens to increase unemployment? Yeah, let them stay because they are working for your country. Okay, so that's what he says over there. And I'll take this one from, okay, this one is from No Name. There's no name. He says, attitude which we as citizens have to look at. Government can spend its entire budget without attitudes changing. We will still be where we are. Those are very interesting comments. And this one also has sent me, they says, please read from Samson from Bolga. He says, if the US return our people, we'll give them their gitmo too. Okay. Very interesting comments there. But finally, we all had our favorite poems back in primary school, and we still remember those lines till date. I remember Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, a peck of pickled pepper, Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, where is the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? So what's your favorite primary poem? I want you to recite a line or two, or if you can, the entire poem for us. But remember, it must be short.
Rain, go away. Go and come another day. Little children want to play. Rain, go away. Yeah.
Oh, little Sally Waters sitting in the sun, weeping and crying all day long. Rise, Sally, rise, wipe off your tears. Turn to the east, turn to the west, turn to the one that you love best. And just hug a friend, that's all.
A lion has a tail. It has a big head and a very small waist. And a very small waist.
I see the moon and the moon sees me. God bless the moon and God bless me.
Okay, so people are still they still know their lines from primary school. Let's check out on Twitter if you have some lines there. Okay, and
so they picked your Peter Piper.
Okay.
Nianyete picked your Peter Piper. And Jennifer Furiwa says, when I was a poor man, my family didn't know me.
Yes, when I was a rich man.
Kofi Bota says, a lion has a tail, he has a big head and a very small waist, And Brass Silva says, you only read comments on Facebook. Okay, we're reading comments on Twitter. And Kwabena says, oh, mame, femme noire, femme africaine, oh, toi, mame, je pense à toi. Okay.
Like Kamaralai, l'enfant noir, the black child.
Los Blancos says, Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty, that's a very popular one. History or Mystery says Peter Piper. Okay, you went to Peter Piper as well. And let's see if there are any more. We have, okay, Baba. So he says black sheep.
Have you any what?
Have you anyone?
Okay, so let me just take two comments of Vincent says, Israel and colleague, good evening. I think the U.S. government should take it easy deporting our citizens. Oh, and somebody calls me. All right, so let's check out our video of the day. Sure, then that's how we wrap up. Producer says it's a wrap. So we take it like that. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Many thanks for your time. See you next week.